And now, ABC 32 Sports with Marc Hall.
Well, you just saw the SEC Championship game right here on ABC 32. Man, what a game for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let's join Dave Deeley right now at the Georgia Dome. He had some members of the Tide talking about their big victory tonight. Dave?
Thank you very much, Mark. The only thing you need to know is 34-7, guys. Victor Ellis, defensively, you throttled these folks from Florida.
Hey, we had a good plan coming into this game. We prepared pretty well, and we just wanted to go out and play. We know we all wanted to ring and wanted to bring it back home to Alabama.
To shut them down like that, they got 55 yards on that first drive in a minute 40. Took them the rest of the game to match it.
Yeah, coming out, we were excited and just needed to calm down. And once we got going, we just kind of dominated.
Talk a little bit about Milo.
Milo, he's a great corner, a great transfer. He talks a lot, but he backs it up, and I like it.
Congratulations on the ring. We'll see you in Florida. All right, Jason McDonald, one of the guys that opens up the holes for Shaun Alexander. On offense, you guys got it done again.
I just want to give credit to God, and our offensive line played real well tonight. I think we got one of the best offensive lines in the nation. We had some key injuries, and people stepped up tonight and played real well. And I just give glory to God, and you can't help it. And we've got Shaun Alexander back there. I mean, you can just barely get a nickel on somebody if they don't touch him good enough. He's gone.
Talk a little bit about the defensive effort tonight. You guys scored 34, but you only needed 8. What an effort.
Our defense played unbelievable. I mean, it's something we couldn't have asked anything better from them. They played better than they've played all year. I mean, Florida scorched us last time we played them 39 points. This time we shut them down for 7 points and 112 yards.
Talk a little bit about winning a ring.
Ring's special because this university is known for winning them, and this is my first one ever. So it's very special for family and for friends, and just to be able to go home and say something nice about it.
21st Conference Championship. Enjoy it. We'll see you at the bowl game. Ryan Flugner, some pressure kicks tonight for your team. You got him on the board early with 2. Talk a little bit about the momentum.
Beginning of the game, when we kicked that last field goal, or third field goal to go up 15-7, that sort of changed everything, I think, with how everyone was looking at the game. And, from there on, we just kept rolling. And, I just thank God that I was able to do it. So,
talk a little bit about what it's like to kick in pressure games like this.
It's pretty nerve-wracking. Like that first one, I was pretty nervous. And, after you get out in the game, though, it just sort of goes away. You get used to it, and it's just a lot of fun. You just got to try to control your emotions.
You're a senior, one of the guys, one of the leaders. Talk a little bit about getting a ring before you get out of here.
Man, it was just, I spent 5 years here, and this has just been the best year best year of my life.
I watched this guy kick field goals in high school for Cardinal Mooney. That's a small school in Florida. 75,000 people here tonight. You play in front of 85 plus in the SEC. This is the big time, isn't it?
This is big time, and I just like to say hi back to all my friends back at Cardinal Mooney. I heard they lost last night, so sorry, and maybe all you guys will come up here and see a game next year or something. So.
You get a ring, you're going to a Florida Bowl. Everybody can come see you there.
That's right. We'll be in Orange Bowl, Miami.
That's right, taking on Michigan. Congratulations, Ryan. Thanks a bunch. We'll talk to you again soon. Hey, Mark, we're going to send it back to you. We're going to find some more. Maybe by the time you're done with the highlights, we'll have somebody else to talk to.
Well, hold on just a second. Talk to me for just a second. I know that Keith and the gang on ABC were talking about how it looked like Alabama just wanted this game more. What could you see there at the Dome? Well,
like I said with the interviews, Florida had 55 yards on that first strike that only took 1 minute and 40 seconds. Through the third quarter, 48-plus minutes later, they had 57 more, so it took them that long to equal what they had done in the first minute and a half. Steve Spurrier's offense looked like it did against Vandy and a lot during the regular season. Couldn't do a thing. The quarterback rotation for Alabama was effective. Freddie Milons made some big plays, and Milo Lewis was blanketing Florida's receivers, doing a great job. He had the interception. Of course, Reggie Grimes run into the end zone for a touchdown. We talked to him after the game. Talk about an excited guy.
Well, Dave, you're stealing a lot of my highlights. We're going to see that in just a minute. I do want you to know, if you haven't seen the final stats yet, 114 total yards for Florida and only 6 first downs in this entire ball game.
It was an incredible effort. Mike DuBose, Ellis Johnson, and the staffs on both sides of the football had their team ready to go tonight. I thought a team would score close to 35. It turned out to be Bama, and Florida really was never a factor after halftime.
Yeah, both of us were really wrong on this one. Hopefully we'll see you back in a few minutes. Great job out there, Dave. Thanks a lot.
All right, we'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dave Deeley, there live via SkySat at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, site of tonight's Alabama's victory, an SEC championship title. Let's take a look at the highlights and what got them in that position. It started out, it looked like it was going to be all Florida. They scored early 7-0, but Freddie Milons, he was the guy tonight on offense. Check this out. From the 31 down to the 8, 23 yards on the pickup. We're in the second quarter. He was talking to Ryan Flugner. Flug here keeps Alabama in the game. Bama having a tough time scoring points, but will take the field goals. The Bama defense taking over. Jared Johnson gets the sack. Jesse Palmer with a bad night, as we said, only 114 total yards. And Flugner again coming through, a 48-yarder this time, 7-6, the tie down by just a point. But then it's the defense stepping up once more, keeping Alabama in the ball game. Milo Lewis, we're talking about him, a huge interception right before the half. What does Alabama do? They turn it right around. 3rd and 16, Andrew Zhao finds Jason McCadley in the end zone. The flags for interference, so it's a touchdown, 27 yards, 12-7 Bama at the half. Steve Spurrier not enjoying his night at the Georgia Dome. We go to the fourth quarter now. Alabama has kicked a field goal. It's 15-7, and Milons again. This time he lines up at quarterback. He hits the right side, and baby, he is gone. 77 yards down the sidelines, 22-7 at this point, and Bama fans are thinking, could it be? Well, it only took a few plays to find out that, yes, it can be. The deflection, Reggie Grimes, look at the big man hustle all the way into the end zone. Let's take a look at the final score one more time. The score, 34-7. Alabama wins it. And I understand that Dave Deeley, right now in the Georgia Dome, has another interview, so let's head back out to the Dome. Dave?
Hey, we got Justin McClintock. A big catch earlier in the game that set up a long touchdown bomb. Talk about that.
Well, you know, Zal made a great play. He dropped back. He threw me the ball. You know, it was an easy run. Nobody was there. It was an easy run for me.
Talk about your offensive play tonight overall. You had the quarterback rotation going. How do you think it worked?
I think our offense did a really great job. You know, we struggled a little bit to get the ball in the end zone at first, but, you know, as the game went on, you know, Freddie made a great play, and then we just started clicking on and on.
As an offensive player, you have to be impressed with what your defense did tonight, holding them to 7 points and basically beating them senseless.
Well, I went around and I thanked every defensive player, you know, for what they did, because we could have scored 10 points, you know, and we'd have won the ball game. They did an excellent job, and I think they did their job completely.
Talk about winning a ring.
Hey, it's great, you know. It feels really good to be the SEC champs, you know. It's what we dreamed about. It's what I thought about doing all year long, and now it's came true.
Talk a little bit about winning an SEC championship after not being in this position for 7 years as a school. Alabama's back, 21st SEC championship.
You know, when I first came here, we only had 12 scholarships, and it looked like we were going to be down for a while, but sure enough, every year we've got a little bit better and worked a little bit harder, and now here we are.
What do you think it means to these fans up here?
I love them. Love them today.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Marc, the party is just starting. Throwing it back to you. We'll see what else we can find. Live from the Georgia Dome, I'm Dave Deeley, ABC 32 Sports.
All right, thanks a lot, Dave. Great work out there. Once again, ABC 32 showing you that we are the sports authority here in Central Alabama. But Alabama and Florida wasn't the only huge gridiron action. The big matchup of interest to our viewing area today, Lee High School was playing in the 6A state title game this evening. A Cinderella story, I bet you could say, because the Generals, they just won 4 games during the regular season. They were looking for win number 5 today in the postseason against Clay of Chalkville. Checking out the highlights, it was 7-0 as we pick it up. But some things to cheer about for the Lee Generals. Lee's Antonio Jones, number 22. Whoop, there he is. He's just a sophomore. Make me believe it. 51 yards right at you, right past you. That ties the game at 7. Late in the second quarter now. Generals facing a 4th and 5. That's Ken Johnson hooking up with Mr. Jones again. 15-yard pickup to the 21st down. That sets up Johnson's 2-yard toss to Jeremy Davis. 17-7 lead, 29 seconds to go in the half. But Clay charges right back. A 3rd and long, Stuart Floyd finds Tavares Doyle for 13 yards, and the score, we're tied at 17 apiece. A couple of interceptions, and Clay is back in business. Check out the reverse. That's Doyle again, 31 yards in for the score. Chalkville by a touchdown, 24-17 after 3. Fourth quarter now, 4th down. Lee's Johnson. He looks for the pass, but it's incomplete. It falls, but look, there's laundry on the field. That means pass interference, automatic first down. Another chance. Jones, the 2-yard touchdown, and we're tied at 24. We're heading to overtime. What excitement of the 6A state title game. The coin toss Lee doesn't win it, so they have to play offense first. They get the field goal from Lance Lee, looking good, 27-24 Lee. But then, on Clay's first play from scrimmage from the overtime period, Dewey Stoudemire around the side, in for the touchdown, and they win it 30-27. Clay, only 4 years of existence as a high school. They win a state title. Here's Coach Jimmy Perry from the Lee Generals after the game.
Very, very proud of the way we battled back, though, and that's the way we've done all year. And that's the way they got to do in life. There'll be a success in life from the lessons they learned this year on this football team.
And that is definitely the attitude that you like to hear from a head coach. And I tell you, I talked to the players today, it relays to them. Another big football game in the area this afternoon. The Troy State Trojans were looking to advance to round 3 of the Division I AA tournament. Today's opponent, Florida A&M. And revenge was a factor. The Rattlers eliminated TSU out of last year's playoffs. First quarter, the Trojans jump ahead. It worked twice last week. Why not hand it to the big Al Lucas one more time for the touchdown, 7-zip. But the Rattlers strike quickly. It takes just 3 plays after Troy's score. Jajon Cedar bombs away. He finds his man, Dimitri Bendros. Total breakdown on defense because he was wide open. 7-7 at the break. FAMU adds a field goal. And then this is the backup, Quinn Gary, taking snaps. It doesn't matter. Same result, 57 yards to Bendros. Calling the Trojan offense dismal would be too kind today. Just 190 yards, but hey, that's more than Florida got. And Troy is put out of the tournament. 17-10 the final. The Trojans finish the season at 11-2.
I have to expect Dave to pop back up here.
Yeah, you got to think he might, but he's scouring the Georgia Dome. If we can catch him before the show goes off, we'll try to get some more interviews. Don't know if he's going to find anybody, though.
All right, thanks a lot, Mark.
All right.